Anime finished this year number 23. Free. 7 out of 10. This was a show that I watched like 75% of when it was initially coming out and then just didn't finish for one reason or another, so I just rewatched the whole thing. All in all, it was pretty good. Let's first get out of the way that this is an amazingly beautiful show. There are a handful of pieces of media that are able to not only make water look beautiful, but also get across the way that water feels so incredibly well. Free is one of those series. As someone who did competitive swimming when I was in high school, the show displays how a race feels really well, and they clearly did their research when it comes to making sure that they animated the strokes right. Which is why it's a shame that there's not a ton of it in the show. There's enough, sure, but a lot of the screen time is eaten up more by character dramas, so these parts where swimming is so beautifully depicted feel more like a short burst rather than the whole point of the show. That's not to say that the character drama is awful or anything, but it's a little dramatic. I forgot just how earnestly over the top this show is when it comes to the relationships between the characters. What they're doing oftentimes is ridiculous, but the show is so straightforward and earnest about it that I end up finding it incredibly endearing. I want good things for these kids, even if they're morons who are taking things way more seriously than they should. The only real complaint I have with the way the series plays out is the treatment of Ray in the final episode. It's one of those things that, while I understand why events play out the way they do, and I think it feels very in line with the characters we've gotten to know over the season, it also feels like Ray gets somewhat shafted by the narrative and made to be that perpetual third wheel that the show just an episode ago was trying to convince us that he's not.